Hello, this is Suzuki. You're listening to the Roll for Bullshit podcast. By nerds, for nerds.
I'm Eric, and with me, as always, is our good friend. Are those bite marks on your neck, or are you just happy to see a pale elf? Shauna.
Call me out in the intro, why don't you?
And who could possibly forget our dear friend with, I think that may be a Gith Yankee-shaped impression in that wall, Charles.
Look, Frog Bitch wanted to hop.
Look, I fully feel you on that one.
Frog
I also
bitch
romance
wanted to
Lazo.
hop.
So, if the intro wasn't enough of a clue, today we are talking about Baldur's Gate 3.
And my personal preferences, apparently.
Okay, look, I didn't tell on myself, but for those of you listening at home, I also romanced Lazo.
Okay,
Because apparently when a woman looks at you and says, "Fight me," it's hot.
Okay, hold on. No, I'm gonna explain why Lae'zel ended up at the top. Because I was going into Baldur's Gate 3, looking for some of that hot demon ass.
But she's not a demon.
Karlac felt ooky. Karlac felt like physically an adult, but emotionally still that 12-year-old that was sent to Avernus by Gortash. Like, she did not need someone trying to fuck her during that journey.
She needed therapy.
She needed therapy. She needed just a friend.
All the companions needed therapy.
Especially Tav. Tav especially needs therapy.
Yeah, it never fucking talks. It's creepy.
They talk.
Okay,
to themselves, mostly. About how they're cursed to put their hands on everything.
Right. And then, Shadowheart, I can't fucking stand Shadowheart. I don't like her. I know a lot of people want to romance Shadowheart. We might have torches and pitchforks in the comments. I don't care. If I wanted to date Becky, the volleyball player, I would have shot myself in high school. Okay? No. Does Lae'zel look like a gremlin that was stretched out and given tits and a frog waist? Yes. Does she look like the way she acts look like she's going to try and break my pelvis with hers? Also yes.
Why did Gith Yankee have breasts?
I don't know. They don't
I'm
breastfeed.
sure.
They lay eggs. Why do they have tits and no nose?
These are the questions.
There was only room in the budget for one.
Why are they Michael Jackson frogs?
Look, they're probably the most OP race
in the game. Oh yeah.
in the game.
There
has
to
to be
a trade-off.
Yeah.
Look like a bullfrog putting on jeans.
Your nose for your proficiencies.
Oh god.
And they said deal.
Look, I'm sad Patch 8's here and it's the end. I would have liked more races over more classes, personally.
Mods are coming
have
for
gone.
it. I'm not worried about that, honestly, truly.
Mods have come a long way since the game started. And like especially there's one that I'm looking forward to. I don't know if
Is it Withers with tits?
No.
I think it's Withers with tits.
You absolute fucking madman. No. It's one. Somebody's been painstakingly working on this. Someone went through and made like an entire new little adventure module with I think like 2,000 lines of dialogue and like a lot of magical items and like a new setting and stuff. I cannot remember what it is, but I know that it takes place in a Spelljammer setting. So I was pretty stoked about it.
The only issue is for us, it has to be on console.
It has to be on console. That's kind of the rub.
And let me tell you, most of the good shit isn't coming to console.
I mean, it might just take longer. I'm not gonna get my hopes up or anything, but I have some confidence.
I don't know if it's coming to any of the consoles or anything, but someone is working on a Curse of Strahd mod, like the entire module, as a mod.
me. Oh God, that would be nuts.
right.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. They should have been doing. Like Baldur's Gate 3, its story is great and all, but like you have all the modules of D&D. You could have just started making them into games.
I don't know if Larian wanted to do that, and that's kind of the problem. Like, I don't know if they'd want to give up the source code and say, "Hey, yeah, here, do this and build off of this and yada yada."
Look, I get what you're saying. I understand. I don't care what Larian wants. Okay, they did great work. They
I was gonna say, can we give them the dues
norm.
that they're owed?
Yeah,
actually,
they deserve
Larian
all the praise, but shut the fuck up, game-making monkeys, and make me the game that I want.
You know,
I
especially
don't think that's how it works.
It is.
Especially let's give thanks to Larian, because in a time where gaming companies were telling us, "Hey, we can't give you the full game on release. You've got to pay an extra $20 or $30 in expansion on top of your $60 or $70 game." They looked at those companies and said, "Fuck you," and then they released a game fully fleshed out for $70, and it had fucking hundreds of hours of gameplay and dialogue.
Yeah, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 478 hours.
I have almost 800 hours.
Like, there are people who are still like discovering shit about this game because like so few people have like made a certain like interaction or like a chain of interactions that lead from one thing to the next, and like that's just so cool. This game is like getting close to 2 years old.
Yeah, the replayability of it is.
It's beautiful.
They were not kidding when they hyped it up before it came out.
Right? And there's some people that are saying, "Hey, what's that game? I've never heard of it. Why did it win Game of the Year award?" Man,
get fucked.
Yeah, that's
those are the
piss out
people
of me.
that only play like Warzone.
It was
and Among Us.
They were fans of Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 wasn't even that great compared to like Spider-Man 1, which was okay. It was
could never get into the web slinging.
The web slinging was really fun, but like the web slinging is what I liked from the old PS2 Spider-Man 2 game.
Right?
But and that's what they sort of wanted to bring back, which was great, but it wasn't like, "Oh, this is an awe-inspiring story." No, it was a fucking Ubisoft map made by Insomniac Games with Spider-Man. Great. Thanks. That's I'm so impressed.
Rage in the chat.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and rage. By the way, blow me. Your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer.
Okay, so we all know we're fans of the game. We all know. We all know who each other romance. We're not even going to try and skip around that.
No more jabs.
I can't promise that, but I'm going to try not to. We have our favorite.
I checked my neck. I checked my neck for bites after that. I'll have you know. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Shauna, Astarian's not real. He can't hurt you. Hand to Shauna.
No,
Astarian
but
is standing over her chair, looking down at her. Smile. Cuts back to the conversation.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that there are 3 sources that bites could have come from in my real life. I really, honestly, if I start seeing like Astarian, put me in a hospital.
Especially because because Astarian would trigger all of the "I can fix him" in Shauna's body, and like she's doomed.
You'd never see me again.
Okay, technically speaking, if you do the right things in the game, you can fix him.
You can begin to chip away at the surface and mildly make him think to start fixing himself. There is no way. There is no way that man. No. Okay, you're gonna pay for this. You see what you started. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes, I know.
there is no way that our beloved Astarion is fixed after how many months in game is that? It's like less than 6 months in game. There's no way. 200 years of hell and oppression and eating rats and bugs and never being able to like be his own, unit and be his own spawn. Yeah, that's not fixed in 6 months. You basically gave him a dopamine rush and made him start thinking that he could be a better person.
Yeah.
And plus, even 6 months after in the epilogue, he still isn't like 100% a good person, but he's made improvement. He's on track to being a better version of himself.
The only person that I will, out of the party, that I would believe after 6 months of running around with Tav and all the good decisions are made, turns out better than they were before, is Will.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%, because he finally gets fucking his patron off of his back.
The Will hate in the Baldur's Gate community makes me physically ill.
Oh, yeah. No.
And anyone that hates Will, you know why you hate him. Look at your non-melanated mayo crusty ass, and you know why you don't like him.
I really thought Will's romance was really sweet.
Will is a sweet character. Will is an amazing character. Online is Will is boring. Fuck you.
Boring? Okay, time out. Anyone who says Will is boring?
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
They think Will is boring because Will has a lot of the same background as they do, so it's old hat. Daddy doesn't love me.
Oh. Okay,
My father's I'm disappointment to my father. Yes, but unlike Will, you'll never stop being a disappointment.
That's what the issue is. I've pegged it.
So
they want you to peg them.
I'm not interested.
So, in my opinion, anyone who
I have better
like
people
Will,
to peg.
Right? In my humble opinion, anyone who does not like Will doesn't like at least a handful of like stereotypical roles and or themes that come with a warlock, aside from daddy and or mommy issues. They don't like the whole I was tricked into doing something and now I have to work for an evil person. And that's like a good chunk of like old-fashioned warlock backstory is, oh no, I accidentally made a deal with this really, really evil entity and now I've got to do evil things. Help me.
I was just following orders.
And a lot of people don't like the fact that he, I guess because he has like a noble upbringing, they don't like it for some reason. Like, I always thought that it was kind of cool that, on top of just being this, this heroic figure, he is like, he's the son of a duke. He is nobility. And like I didn't get to play. Well, I can't say I didn't get to play. I didn't run through a game where I romanced Will, but Courtney did have like one or two of the interactions. And I thought that him and Tav like dancing and stuff, I thought that was cute. I thought that was absolutely fucking adorable.
It was very sweet, and I love his old-fashioned, that's another thing. People thought that his romances were really boring, but like, people don't understand that not everyone wants full-on, full frontal, like...
Not everybody wants to be
growling
horny on
and
May.
grabbing. Yeah, exactly. Some people just want, closed door, soft, sweet, like... Because, like, it's been a hot minute, but, like, I think his romance, like, doesn't have really, like, I'll call it spicy. Like, he doesn't really have any spicy scenes, but, like, you end up having a child together.
Yeah.
And I think Lae'zel is the only other character that you have.
No. There's actually one other.
That's so sweet.
There is a storyline and choices and things where Minthara gets pregnant.
Mm.
Oh, is that?
I think that's canon. I think that's in the game.
I feel
could
like
be wrong.
that's a fan.
That could be a mod, and I could be an idiot.
No, it doesn't mean you're an idiot. It just means that A, the mods are good or are really good, and B, you just haven't played that storyline.
Well, okay.
Right.
Here's the thing, and
don't blame
this
you.
is something for me and Shauna. This is something me and Shauna can talk about here. Minthara.
Is it the Minthara thing?
So
It's the Minthara thing.
It's the Minthara thing.
I get why people like Minthara. I've not done. I would like to do a storyline, and I'm actually working on that right now with my new playthrough. I'm trying Dark Urge for the first time, and I'm gonna romance Minthara.
Can I say something really quick though?
Huh.
Mhm.
The people that like Minthara have liked her from the start and wanted to romance her and have taken. And this is me generalizing, I understand. But the people who like her have taken steps to ensure that she likes them back and have probably romanced her.
Yeah. So they haven't come across what we.
There's a slight bias there, I think. And that's not to say that like, oh, your opinion of her is wrong. It's just they haven't had the same experience.
They didn't have the run-in that we had.
Yeah.
And
Which was after I'll tell it because it happened to my character only because it was like
to your character.
We were gonna do an evil run and we sided with the goblin camp. We took out the grove. We had the party with the goblins and all that. Come to the end, I was gonna romance Astarion again because we had already let Gale go. It was either Gale or Astarion, and Gale was like, "You're terrible, awful. I should leave," and I was like, "Okay, bye." And because it was an evil playthrough, and Minthara approached me to sleep with her character, and I was like, "No, it's all good." And then she's like, "Oh, well, basically, I can kill you then." And then the entire fucking like party turns into a bloodbath, and it really soured that playthrough for me. Truly, it did. Because I was like, I don't think we went any. I don't think we picked it up again after that.
No. We played to the end. It was.
Oh yeah, we did. That's the one we ascended Astarion on too.
Yeah, we did ascended Astarion. We just called it a fucked playthrough because
we just did basically anything. We didn't like. So I think we took a tally to see how many people could die.
Yeah, because what had happened is Minthara approached you and you're like, "Nah, I'm good, dog," and she was like, "You don't understand. I will have you or else."
Yeah, that was the part that got. Yeah.
And then the party happened, and we're like, "Okay, everything's fine. She's just pissy, whatever." And then the party ended. She corners your character, and basically like, "Strip now, or I will kill you." You know, like very, very, can we say rapey? Like very sexual predator in the bad way kind of way.
And it tells you how long it's been since I've played that playthrough, and B, how much I've blocked it out.
And like you,
because sure, it's pixels, but I have a history, and I don't feel the need to. And this is not on Larian. This is not, a fault in them, because it's not every day that a woman is portrayed as a sexual predator.
Yeah.
Boy, in this instance, she was though.
And it was like that happened, and it was so how she did it, because like we're very much paraphrasing how it happened and how it was done and all. It was so fucking triggering. Like we killed the goblins in our camp, saved, and got off for the night.
Yeah, I was done, and we had only been playing for
like an hour.
Yeah, we hadn't been playing for very long because we saved before the party, so we could raid the Grove, and that's where we had ended the Friday before. And then when we picked up again, all that shit happened.
We were like, no. It turned into, like, there was no one left alive in Act 1. There was no one left alive in Act 2. And Act 3, I mean, like, we had no fucking help taking out the queen, the elder brain, but damn it, we made it.
We took it over.
Yeah,
I
we took
believe.
it over. Yep, the game ended with you sitting in a throne saying "in my name."
Yup. And that was Xanthi, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to me because at the end she was getting really sick of
Ascended
Astarian shit. She was like, as soon as because she refused the blood drop from him. Because by that point she was sick of his shit.
Yeah.
She was already, because the kiss animation, like making you kneel before he kisses you, and also grabbing your face and inspecting it before he kisses you, she's very much like, she's like,
The fuck you think?
I might be a little bit of a soft Loftsworn drow, but I'm still a Loftsworn female drow. You don't fuck with me like this. So her greatest vindication was seeing Astarian as a puppet.
Yeah.
That felt terrible to say because Ascended Astarian. Okay. Side note.
Yeah,
I don't trust people who say Ascended Astarian is their favorite.
Yeah, Ascended Astarian is just perpetuating a cycle of abuse, and we're not down with that.
Yeah, no.
You've got that, and honestly, what really sucks about that playthrough with Mindara is Mindara clouds it up. That was probably one of the best builds I've ever made in Baldur's Gate 3.
Halsin, yeah.
Oh God, I was death incarnate. Speaking of what you, because we were talking about Mindara, Eric, what has been your favorite build to pull off so far in Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah, I'm
okay,
interested.
my favorite build. Okay, so I've only got a couple options that I can say here, but my favorite is it's the BG3 Classic. It is the fucking monk build. And I say this because in games I have always admired like the way that like melee fighters are, but to just see a guy throwing hands and whooping ass across the entire screen, like there's something about that just appeals to me. That just, I mean, imagine, if you will, you're playing with your friends and everything. You guys are, in the middle of a boss fight, and it gets to your monk friend's turn. And he's like, hey, okay, yeah, guys, I've got this. He walks up to the boss, and next thing you know, he's stunned. He's been hit 3 or 4 times, and he's flat on his ass. And he's just sitting there saying, hey, y'all stop. Like, the monk in fucking Baldur's Gate 3 is so much better than any iteration of monk that I've played in Dungeons and Dragons. Like, and I've been playing like from 3.5 to 5th ed. I have never had as much fun playing a monk as I did in that game.
My favorite playthrough was my monk rogue.
Right?
For BG3. I went all the way to the end with it.
God.
Like, that was my first finished playthrough. It was probably my favorite. It's such a good build.
Mine was, I had gone, I think it was almost 100% War Domain Cleric. Might have had some fighter in there for action surge. But what made the build was I had the Mace of Lythander. That Blood of Lythander mace. And then all of my armor was about, when I hit someone, they would get a Radiant Orb. And the Radiant Orbs would and they would gain stacks of it. So their Radiant Orbs would drop their accuracy. So they couldn't hit Shauna and they couldn't hit me. And like, my AC was stupid high. The only problem that build had, because it was like, I was doing like 90 fucking radiant every hit was when we got to Raphael. That was the
Oof.
one, like legit. You could ask Shauna. I took the build. I took Halsin home.
I was like, you've got to stop
Completely
this.
respect him into a fighter, and went back and bare knuckle beat the shit out of Raphael. And then the fight was over, and we changed back to I am the sun, Halsin.
No, because in Act 2, that one came in clutch. That was
Oh.
like the blessed Beyblade.
It was, yeah.
The
because-
blessed Beyblade.
No. So I'm dual wielding. I have the Blood of Lythander mace, and I have the Holy Mace that you only get by using Divine Intervention, and asking for a weapon. So they're both doing a shit ton of radiant damage. I would have the Spirit Guardians going around me. I was constantly radiating light. So, like, nothing in Act 2 got near us. Act 2 was a joke.
Probably the easiest time I've ever had playing BG3 when you had that build.
Yeah.
I did nothing. I looted shit. I didn't. Are you kidding me?
It was
Fight
so
was
ridiculous.
over by the time I got there.
Yeah, because even like the one of the hard fights of Act 2 where you're fighting that demon hunter, he's not even hard, he's just fucking annoying. He didn't get a chance. Because while Shauna's talking to him, I came up on him, activated Spirit Guardians, activated all my shit, Yazel, and yes, I called her Yalzel because she had a cowboy hat and was using Eldritch Blast like a motherfucker. Was in the background waiting to cast Hunger of Hadar on his little gaggle of minion fucks. And as soon as he's like, well, I guess you're gonna fight me, all of a sudden, he can't turn invisible, he took 90 damage, he's got a radiant orb. Just Shauna's character sitting there going, no, we're fighting you. You're dying. That build was so much fun. My other one that I did mostly, that I played by myself, was a warlock with two levels in sorcerer, a few levels in sorcerer and like 2 levels in fighter. So I had action surge, and every Eldritch Blast did 1d10 plus like 1d6 electric, 1d4 poison, and radiant orb. It was I was dual wielding staffs. I don't remember what I had on that character. It was so fucking fun.
What did they do to piss you off?
Oh no, it was great. Like the whole like going into the Mind Flayer base. Like they didn't have a chance. Oh, and I was a Gith Yankee. I was a frog boy, and I was croaking it up.
Hooking it up.
They didn't have fun.
I mean, they were croaking.
Yeah, no. The Mind Flayer song was like, kill him! And then all of a sudden, the guy pointing at me had like a hole the size of his head in his chest. And went, oh, never mind. That man may pass.
He said, let me through. He said the password.
Now, honestly, and the thing is, Baldur's Gate 3, it's designed to where you can take any class and go all the way to the end of the game and win. That's how it's designed. And so, like, if you know anyone, like, you can't play the game that way. Wrong. Yes, you can.
I can play it how the fuck I want to.
Well, you have companions.
I did a whole playthrough once that was just like a high strength character, and all I did was grab people and throw them at ledges. If there was a hole, I was throwing bodies in it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That shit was so, cause it was like, what did you get for loot off of them? Loot.
Who needs loot when you have yeet?
That
You know,
motherfucker,
I heard a satisfying crunch at some point.
that motherfucker learned what gravity is.
I have hands.
I killed the mother brain by throwing explosive barrels at her ass. I Donkey
Donkey
Kong.
Kong.
What didn't help was I had my main character, I had Tav, just sitting there waiting, while I had like all of my allies trying, like before they would die from the mother brain, stack fucking barrels around her, and I had the that super explosive. What is that? What was that shit?
The rune powder bombs.
Yeah, I had the barrel of that shit that you can only get if you knock the one halfling out in Act 2. I had that. And so I yeeted it at the fucking mother brain, caused a nuclear explosion, and saved the day. Donkey Kong for the win. Rom baby praised.
Oh God.
Now let's go to the weather.
Hi, this is Terry ShirtTucker, and I'm here outside Morgan City, Louisiana, where a magical swamp has started to grow and consume everything. The foot to 3 foot long, I'm sorry, sperm have eaten 3 people in front of me, and the swamp is slowly reaching out, turning buildings into piles of shit, and out of that shit grows trees. From anyone that is able to get close enough and survive the horrific magical mutations, there seems to be a large-tittied frog in the center, cackling maniacally as he goes. And, oh God, they saw me! Oh, help! Help!
Okay,
I
so
just take this moment real quick just to say fuck Warren Bongo.
yeah, fuck Warren Bongo. He's an asshole.
He is the real villain.
Really?
He is.
I fucking
Like his friend risks life and limb to try and save him because he's worried about him dying, and he's just, oh, you're here, fuck off. Like, dude,
I threw him in a pit once.
He
deserves worse.
he truly, Warren Bongo as a character truly chaps my ass. Do you know what else really chaps my ass?
Oh God.
What chaps your ass?
What chaps your ass?
I ran out of O'Keefe's supple anise powder this morning. I went to mix it into my protein shake, and the tub was empty, so I was kind of upset about that. Luckily, I had some O'Keefe's supple anise cream in their mint kiss flavor. That one's pretty good, but I really like the kick the powder gives my shakes in the morning, so I think I'm going to stick to that normally. I guess I just have to wait. You know, wait until I can get some chocolate starfish at the store.
I prefer getting just the can of Pink Treat. The can either Pink Treat or mini Peachio flavor. Those are my favorites, but they only come in the can.
Yeah, my store is kind of limited on the supply. There's only the Gape Grape Cheeky Cherry and chocolate starfish. Hi, Voo. My cat has come to visit me.
I guess I'm going to have to lower my standards and give Gape Grape a try.
No, honestly, that one's my favorite. It tastes like just like the like a melted grape popsicle.
That is pretty important.
That is the only true grape flavor.
And what company makes these?
O'Keefe's supple anise powder. It's so supple. It's so O'Keefe's.
That's
Eric is dead.
I did not want to interrupt our sponsor spot, but apparently, identity theft is a joke to you people.
I think it's hilarious that your alter ego, you can't come to terms with it.
You're I guess nega Eric.
Eric, I've watched you turn from the alopecia alpaca into O'Keefe's supple anus powder man.
I've seen that as well.
Please, no. No, I have a wife and child.
They're next.
No. That is not at all what I want.
At least you still have an heir to the O'Keefe Suppleanus Baldur fortune.
Yeah.
Do I have to?
Yep, I
Can't
mean,
go bankrupt.
no. Why would you?
There's a
wanna go
lot
back-
of money tied up in this.
Yeah.
There's millions.
Yeah.
Please, who's been buying this?
People that want their anuses nice and supple.
You would be surprised about how many people want a supple anus.
The porn industry alone is like 90% of your buyers.
The other 10% is the U.S. military.
Yeah.
I think they use it for lube, though. For, like,
I-
planes.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say what I think they use it for, but it has to do with tiny hands and Elon Musk.
Wah, wah.
Jesus Christ.
The world
I'm
is
just-
shit enough. Do we have to smear that shit on our podcast?
We can flush it.
Apparently, we're all about smearing and shit on this place.
No.
I don't have that kind of fixation.
No. Honestly, though, like my only, and this is just personal issue. This is not a real issue when it comes to Baldur's Gate. Is I'm really fucking tired of Act 1. If I could come across a mod that would give me like, what did you do in Act 1? And I just like fill out a little questionnaire and it gives me the loot.
Give me a survey to fill out.
No, because I've played it so much and Act 1 is the most tedious part.
Well, Act 1 is the tutorial.
Right. And it's just, I don't need the tutorial. I don't care about all of this. Please, I just want to be with my family again. Just let me go to Act 2 and punch undead monsters. Please. It's just, I want waffle fries.
Alright.
Least favorite fight.
Least favorite fights.
Or we could start with favorite fight.
Oh, the favorites Raphael.
Yeah, I was gonna say House of Hope's probably my favorite fight.
I don't give a shit.
God,
what
that
anyone says.
soundtrack.
That fight is so fucking fun. It's the soundtrack is popping, and with that, you've got you've got you can't use radiant damage. You have to knock out these pillars, so it's like a puzzle and a boss fight, and it's not an easy fight. And
Not being able to use radiant damage, which you would think. I wonder how many people, because I did it my first playthrough in that
How many
fight with
people got
Raphael.
nuked from fucking orbit?
Yeah, for using radiant damage, because like I didn't know what happened. I used Hope. I had her use
Divine Intervention.
Divine Intervention, and I had her use that big ass like
Yep.
divine damage nuke, and it was like you were dead. I was like, wow, what the fuck happened? And I was like, the pillars.
Yeah. No, well, here's the thing. There's a way around it, and that is you have, like, Shart trigger all of their little fucking... you have Shart go first. You have 2 Divine Interventions lined up, one in Shart and one in Hope. And then you have Shart do hers, and it burns everyone's fucking radiant resistance, because it's only one time until they touch the pillar again. And then you have Hope go, and Hope nukes, and then they're all dead.
Yeah, but doesn't that defeat the purpose of that long ass fight? I guess if well, here's okay. House of Hope is optional. It's not really. It's kind of a mini dungeon.
Yeah.
So
feel
I
like
guess
optional is in air quotes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say
I'm sorry.
It's
How-
mandatory
how
on
el-
all of my playthroughs.
How else do I get the gauntlets of ogre strength?
Or the freaking what was it? Constitution amulet.
Yeah. How else am I supposed to get that? You want me to waste the levels to get that? That's stupid. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, no, that sounds like dumb people stuff.
That sounds like poor people work.
I've had way too much fun with this game. I will say though, my least favorite fight, the anti-Ethel fight.
Oh,
The
God,
first one.
okay. So I also am kind of in line with you on that because I have only played through that I think twice with friends, and I have never been able to get that bitch down to where she will give me her hair. Like I can get her within an inch of her life. She has one hit point left, and she's still throwing hands.
I've got that bitch down to a science. I'm not gonna lie. So here's what I do. First of all, I jump quest down. You might be supposed to walk down to where she is. I don't see how without triggering all them poison traps. There might be a way. I haven't figured it out. I jump quest and take the fall damage. That's what potions are for.
I just fly.
And then as I make everyone stand on top of themselves right before you cross into where, like you're going to activate Hag Ethel in the room with the chick in the cage. And then I throw a potion of haste on the ground, giving everyone in the party haste. And I immediately activate turn-based mode. And then I have the party scattered to the fucking far winds to go where they need to be. The fight activates. I've got Astarion on a ledge behind her. I've got my tab standing in there. If he's melee, right in the thick of it. If he's ranged, right there with Astarion. And I have Lae'zel and Gale in perfect position. So as soon as she's boom, all your fakes are gone. It's just you, and we all have 2 attack actions. Your butt meat is mine, you green bitch.
Are you also going to suckle on her neck?
No, I am not yucky fuck. I will not gently suckle the hag. But when I'm done, like in one turn with that setup, every time anti-health will go, whoa, wait, hold on. Put the 20-foot dick away. Why is it spiked? Take my hair, take the buff, and leave me the fuck alone. It's like, all
It's
right,
meant
cool.
to hurt.
I'll see you in Act 3 when I resize your asshole to where I can stuff 9 raccoons in it.
The normal amount is like 2.5, by the way.
The normal amount's about 2, yeah.
Okay, so I haven't played Act 3 with anyone else. I've only been through it solo style, but like my favorite fight, I've had to think about it for a minute. House of Hope was already mentioned, so I can't say it. But man, I absolutely enjoyed fighting the dragon.
Oh, yeah, he was fun.
Answer?
He was fun.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
The answer
was-
fight was fun.
Yes, he was such an interesting fight, and he was one of the few that I actually kind of had to sit there and be like, okay, I'm not killing this thing fast enough. What am I doing wrong?
No, in Act 3, Shauna broke her and I PlayStation. Like the game froze.
What did I do?
It froze for a solid 5 minutes and then it caught up. We, in our Halsin and Xanthi run, like we said,
Oh,
we
there's
were
so many
very-
shenanigans. Everyone,
that
no
was our
one was
Chaos
left
Goblin.
alive.
That was
Yeah.
our Chaos Goblin run.
That
We-
was how bad can we fuck up this game?
Yeah. And one of the things that we had done since the very beginning of the game, and this does include the explosive magic powder barrel that you shouldn't have, but we did. we had hoarded all of the explosive barrels. And then we showed up, and Gortash's like, "Oh, good, you want to work with me. How nice and wonderful. Thank you. By the way, who thinks Gortash is attractive? Like, he looks like the 30-year-old virgin at My Chemical Romance concerts that you kind of steer the women away from.
He looks like he smells like durian fruit and dog pee.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like Keith Richards. Am I the only one that thinks
If
that?
Keith Richards only ate
Fucking
the fat of virgins.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, just not an attractive man at all. But anyway, and Xanthi's response was, "All right, bet." And then Shauna spent, I want to say, 30 minutes.
It was it was some
I had
time.
taken my shitload of strength ass to the base camp, and I took all the barrels out of storage, and then like fat walked back to where, you know, like Shauna could take them out of my inventory. And Shauna's just wonderfully building Gortaj a great wall of barrels that was like 3 barrels high, completely around him. It was so thick that
I had saved
it was all
everything that could explode, and I just stowed it away in my end, and I didn't tell Charles about it. I didn't say anything about it until the very, very end, until we got to Gortash, and I was like, "I have a plan," and he's like, "What's your plan?" I was like, "You are gonna go and you're gonna do me a favor. You're gonna fat waddle a lot. It's gonna be frustrating, but it's gonna be worth it."
And
then I set up Fort Fuck You around him.
I mean, I want to say it was the maximum number of barrels you could get in the game up to that point.
It was every single. I took them and I picked them up and immediately sent them to camp, so we couldn't use them.
If anything exploded, it was around Gortash.
Yeah.
It was this massive wall of barrels, and then I'm just giggling. Like I'm almost giggling now, remembering how it fucking looked.
Dude, I
so
honestly, truly, it was too much. It was an obscene amount of barrels.
By the time Shauna shot the firebolt at it, everything started going off. The game stopped.
It did. No,
Wait.
my screen
Wait.
was
So was it like that scene in V for Vendetta where the Bailey explodes?
No, it wasn't even that. It was the whole screen, and it was very slowly exploding, but there was nothing we could do.
No,
like we were
we
frozen.
were cackling helplessly at our screens.
We're watching his shit's going aggro as the explosion's happening and immediately dying.
Because like we're watching the initiative line at the top trying to keep up. It pops up with like 40 freaking 40 freaking icons, and then very slowly and then all at once drops down to like 2, and they were outside of the room. So of course immediately after like 5 minutes of like the PlayStation just struggling to render this, I've never tried it again because I'm afraid my PlayStation might just say fuck you and quit.
Yeah.
After we stepped outside, we still had to contend with, and I was down to like 2 HP. I had gotten caught in like the very like
But I'm a
very
cleric.
outside explosions.
So I'm healing her. We're fighting these other fuckers.
That are outside the door.
We finally get out and away, and all we can do is just laugh.
We're cackling the entire, like, we stopped laughing for like 3 minutes at one point, and I just went boom under my breath, and we just started going, oh god, just again.
3 whole missions were immediately ended and undoable.
Yeah.
Will's dead. He's fucking chilling with SpongeBob.
He's dead.
He's gone. The Iron Watch army, that motherfucker gone, dog. That bitch is dead.
Yeah. Fuck Wolverine Bongle.
Yeah.
Again, fuck Wolverine Bong.
Wolverine Bongle's sitting there going, well, what are we going to do now? And then I picked him up and I threw him in the ocean because I could, and it was funny.
He probably can't swim.
He is such a little shit.
It was okay. Has anyone gone out of their way to kill a character that typically, like, in a purely good run? No, I won't kill this NPC. He's got a purpose. Who was it and how? Who sticks out as that needless murder?
Okay, so for me, it was okay. The first time I played through with everybody, and we got to the Underdark, and there's the Sporgar people.
Yeah.
So we saw what's his name? Not the Sovereign, that one. Spall, the guy who can, you can have him briefly in your party and he can resurrect corpses and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Him. I might have set a line of explosive barrels in a playthrough specifically so that I could light it from one end. And just have it absolutely fucking wreck his world. Yeah, no, like, I knew the first time I saw him that he was kind of shifty, and, like, I don't know, I just had a feeling, before you actually get to that betrayal, that he was going to try and betray the entire, Sporling race, but down there.
Yeah, why you gotta be so secretive about joining my team? Why couldn't you offer in front of the Sovereign?
Yeah, and be like, hey, I want to help you guys out. Like,
yeah, why not? Why not be above board about it?
And like, then I finally, give him a chance in my first, solo playthrough, and he goes with me to fight the Duragar and everything. He's like, wait, hold up, I want to kill these guys. And I had Will in my group at the time, and he was within distance of the lake, and I was like, shame.
Aw, man, mine's the Goblin Kids.
What was it? 3 and 6 or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, them little fuckers. Yeah,
Yep.
nah, you ain't raising no damn alarm. Get in the fireball.
Yeah, get in the fireball.
Get your whooping, you little green bastards.
Yeah, no, I let them go my first playthrough because I was like, I don't want to kill kids. The little fuckers brought a shitload more of them in there, and I only had, who did I have with me?
After that,
I only had Astarion and Gale with me, and they're really squishy when they don't have, like, cover.
Karlac or Lae'zel in front of them.
Yeah, like, they're kind of squishy. So, that did not go well for me. I had to go back to camp and get very prepared for that fight before I started it the next time I went in there. And I killed the Goblin Kids, and I killed them every time.
Okay, so
little shits.
There's one character that I always make sure I kill him. I fucking hate him. And that is the shitty little human. His name starts with an A. That punches Zevlor in the face if you don't stop him.
I know who you're talking about.
In
fuck
Druid's
that guy.
Grove, calls them a bunch of hellspawn and throws slurs around. Let me tell you, those slurs do not work well for him when he's dealing with a man built for Donkey Konging and he's next to a bridge. Okay?
I love that that's a verb.
It's kind of hard to talk shit with no teeth.
Yeah. He, like, legit, I had a playthrough where, like, I had put in a mod that just, like, my character was maxed. It was a cheat playthrough. Like, it was just for shit. How much can I fuck? And so I turned him into a sheep and I kept him at camp.
Honestly, truly, I know this is terrible, but I hope he kept his human
Mind.
memories in mind.
Yeah.
And he's just a fucking sheep.
And then he's just a sheep.
I hope he kept his human mind and everything, and he's just a sheep. And then, like, I have the mindset that after that playthrough, like, save the world and everything, Tav specifically sold him to a sheep farmer that fucks his sheep. Just... hey, Chief, this one talks back to you.
Oh Christ.
That reminds me of a really terrible Scotsman joke.
Him and there's someone else that I always enjoy fucking killing. I'm trying to remember. Of course, I asked this question. I can't fucking remember.
Who's the fucker in the tower that messes with everyone's favorite tiefling? He's the apprentice at the long blonde-haired dude with the fucking Myrmidons.
Oh, that arrogant little the fucking wizard. God, I can't remember his name now.
That's ShirtTucker.
The one that technically he is a villain. Like, he's supposed to be an enemy.
Wait, the guy that you meet in Act 3?
Yeah, you meet him in Act 3.
Yeah, fuck him. The guy that owns Sorcerer's Sundries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him? Oh my god, I fucking loved beating the shit out of him.
He picks on grumpy tiefling dude. I don't like it.
One of my favorite playthroughs, I had an all melee party, and the only spell that one of us used was silence.
Just for his ass.
Oh, no, not just for his ass. It was just to see
mainly for his ass.
But once we got to him, it was like silence. How quickly all of that fell apart. Could you imagine you're this arrogant little spell chucker, like fucking 4 dudes built like He-Man come in and just like, oh, look at these beastly men. I will defeat you with my magic. Silence. Oh no.
That was when he knew he fucked up.
I'm feeling romantical. Turn him inside. My favorite thing to do is to let the Night Song kill him.
I've never let her get that far.
Yeah.
No, like, she first of all talks down to him in a way I can only hope I see, like a woman talk down to one of these incel alpha male cocksuckers. You know what I mean? Picks him up over her head and drops him back first onto her knee. That man felt the top of his feet hit the back of his head.
Oh, she banes him.
She baned him. He sounded like a pack of dry spaghetti. Like, snap, crackle, and pop.
Oof.
Who's an NPC y'all like saving? Like, who's a character that, like, you reached a point was like, no. Not a party member. We all save the party members. I'm talking about, who's one of the little people that was like, no, not them.
So I think I've already told you guys this, but my favorite NPC is like, you know, not like as far as like not, you know, like part of the story or anything. Alfina, the bard.
Oh, the bard? Yeah.
Alfira?
Yeah. Alfira, that one. Alfira. Yeah, no, I love her. Like, when I played the Dark Urge and I made that unholy discovery that you don't like get to save her unless you get real lucky. And I was like, oh cool, I get to have a bard in my party. You know, this is awesome. I didn't get to have this in my first playthrough. And then I wake up and she's a greasy smear on the floor. And like in a subsequent playthrough, I did it. I didn't like saving her, quote unquote, but I did. And she survived, and I was thrilled about that. So I guess technically that, because you do wind up having to save her from the Dark Urge.
this thing on? Okay, look, I don't have much time. Right now, his private security detail is trying to find me. Eric O'Keefe of Eric O'Keefe's Supplements and Powder Emporium is a doppelganger. He's taken my identity. He's taken my face, my voice. He's taken my family. And right now, I'm trying to prove, A, that I have nothing to do with this company, and B, that I am a victim of extreme identity theft. Please, if help, send help. Right now, I'm on the edge of the shit swamp. I don't know what's going on out there, but he's got to be behind this. All right, going silent. Talk to you soon.
Leroican.
Ooh, yes.
That's that dude's name. That's that long-haired asshole's name.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
On that note, my favorite NPC that I save every time, it's a tie between Roland and Barkus.
Oh,
Which one's Roland?
Roland is the one we were just talking about.
He's the arrogant
Leroican's apprentice.
He's the arrogant people.
Leroican is... He's not arrogant. Well, he's a little bit arrogant, but he gets a lot better as it goes through.
He gets better.
Once he gets to Act 3, he's pretty cool. He's pretty chill.
Yeah, because he kind of goes through some shit.
Unfortunately, he goes through a lot of growth in that, like, he was severely, like, well, not only did they have to survive, like, Last Light Inn and stuff like that, but, like, getting to Last Light Inn and then getting to Baldur's Gate and then the apprenticeship that humbled him, unfortunately, in a traumatic way. But once he starts opening up to you and starts, like, really telling his siblings, yeah, I do really care about you, and I will tell you that I don't know. There's a lot of growth for such a small, like, side character role, I guess, because he doesn't have, like, he's so easy to miss. You know, in Act 1. Like, if you don't talk to every single person, he's very easy to miss. And Barkus, just because though, you know,
Barkus
Warren...
is best boy.
Barkus is best boy. Even though Wilburn Bongle, you know, fumbled hard with him, Barkus is still amazing.
It's really nice.
Oh yeah, he gets a lot. I think that's another thing Larian did really well, I think, is the character growth.
Yeah.
Even NPCs and background characters, like, as the time goes on, like, you can either, like, see them blossom into these, like, heroic sorts, or you can watch them, like, crumble into nothing or into villainry. It's pretty good. I enjoy it.
For mine, it's actually a group of characters because they all kind of run together for the most part, and that is the Tiefling kids.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because, like, the shopkeep that tries robbing you, they grow up, like by Act 3, they're running a decent shop that you can get some decent shit out of. And
Maul.
they're kind of, Maul's fun to talk to. You know, because it's like, Maul's kind of sitting there going, nah, I'm going to fuck everyone else, but I'm not going to fuck you, man. I got you. You my boy. It's like, yeah, cool. I'm the fucking 8-year-old's friend. Cool. As a grown man, that's neat. And then, there's the little kid. Honestly, one of my favorites is the little kid that was trying to get eaten by the hags. Because
You mean the harpies?
Yeah, the harpies. That one. The ugly female characters trying to eat children, like the same fucking thing.
No.
They died just the same with a big sword to the fucking face. But like, he writes you a letter, you know, and it's very badly spelled because he's young and it's medieval times. You know, thank you and this, that, and the other. But in the Underdark, if you go down the little place and wind up where the fish people are, Which I say
The
that.
Kaltoa.
Yeah, I say that, and anyone who hasn't reached there is probably sitting there going, "The who?" Yeah, where the
Fish people.
Kaltoa are. You'll find a bottle that he threw into the water when they were escaping their town, Eltris or whatever, that was being destroyed, and it's him.
Eltariel?
Yeah, that one. He's writing a letter. It's a letter
Eltariel?
he wrote to his parents who died in Eltariel about like how he misses them.
Oh.
And like so like he, and in the letter he writes, it's almost like you're kind of like his big brother. It's like, yeah, I got you, little homie. And lastly, what was the leader? Moyle?
Yeah, Maul.
Maul. You know, sells soul to Raphael because, like, she's a child looking for power to take care of the people she loves. Yeah, Raphael's gonna be able to manipulate her. I took her contract, destroyed it, killed Raphael, told Maul. Was Maul mad at me? Yeah. Good. She can be mad at me. You know, I'm sure a lot of people go, she had no right to be mad. She had every right to be mad at you because she's a confused child that doesn't know any better. You know, she acts really mature. She's still a kid.
She is still a kid.
She can be mad that... Be mad. Do you know what you're not? A slave to a demon your whole life.
And when you die, too.
Yeah.
And after you die.
A slave to a demon your entire existence. You're not that. I stopped that from happening. So you can hate me. Here... any chance I had to give Maul money in the game, I did. You know, like, there you go. Go for it. I want you to do better, but I don't want you to you know, I don't want you to be like fucking Will over there. He was born human. You know why he looks like you? Because he did stupid shit like you're doing. Don't fucking sign a contract with another being. Especially not a fiend. They're not your friends. No, those kids, I love them. I felt so bad when I did the evil playthrough and we went down into their base.
Into their hideaway. Oh my god.
All the goblins were talking about how hard they tried to fight them off. It was like, feel kind of bad. They were kids, but they're still just as tasty. I'm like,
That's... Ooh.
Why
I got
do
indigestion.
the tiefling kids hit harder than the goblin kids?
Because the tiefling children are redeemable. They're children.
Goblin kids are...
They're not.
Well, you said they're children, or goblin children are still. And I'm asking this as someone who kills the goblin kids every single time.
Because, okay, if you came across the goblin kids as, like, not part of the fight, allied and everything, they would still be... I'm happy we burned the children and ate their flesh and laughed at their parents' tears. Like, that's what they're going to be, because that's how that whole clan is. You know what I mean? Like, they're all mean, vicious, and cruel. It's from the beginning. Those tiefling kids, they're just surviving.
I mean, you could say the same thing too if you give the egg to the Githyanki egg, if you give that to the Institute.
Yeah, if you give the Githyanki egg to the Institute, you need to stop eating so much sugar cereals.
You could argue that it's kind of a similar thing with that kid being like a nature versus nurture thing. Children are still plastic enough to where, in theory, the goblin kids, if you raise them from a young enough age, could be redeemable and brought into polite society.
They're really in a position where you don't have that, because like
you don't have that luxury.
Yeah, legitimately, the way the game is set up, it's
it makes you make a split decision.
You kill them to stop reinforcements from coming, or you let them go, they bring reinforcements, and you never see them again, but you wipe everyone out, so you can only assume they're dead too. You know, because
Or they got away and they're probably going to die because they're stranded out in the wilds or something by themselves.
yeah, they're stranded out in the wilds as goblin children. Like
Or they find another goblin clan and tell that goblin clan what happened, and all of a sudden you've got a network of goblin clans who are coming for your ass.
Yep.
I can kill a dragon. I ain't worried about some green little fucking knee biter.
The green little fucking name.
Okay, like I pimp slapped Ansher and the Emperor. I don't give a fuck about Gub Gub. Okay, I would love to, okay, I tell you right now, give it to me in a mod. If I let the goblin children go in Act 3, I get jumped by 20 goblins. Go, bring it. Bring it. I will leave the whole party at home because it's 20 goblins at 20 HP, and unless I really fucked my build up, man, they ain't making it because they're just goblins.
That's a freaking goblin processing line.
Yeah. All right. At that point, I'm wearing a shirt that says "My body is a machine that turns goblins into fucking hamburger meat." All right, your ass is about to be the Krabby Patty secret formula. Bring it on. That's another thing. I would like if the game gave me a new game plus. You know what I mean? I beat the game, go back to the beginning with my completed character, and just play through it for funsies. Maxed out. That shit would have been fun.
That'd be a hell of a way to get through the first chapter again.
No, that's how I would get revenge.
That's how I murder hobo.
Yeah, that's... Could you imagine being on the bridge of the Nautiloid, level 12, best gear in the game, your party's with you all decked out the same way, and just you walk through the fucking giant butthole door. You know, that supplest door I've ever seen.
That's called a sphincter.
It is called a sphincter.
Looked at the carrion that has the flaming greatsword and go, so, do you want lube or not?
How fucked do you want to be?
Yeah. Do you want to defeat me, mortal? And Astarion kills every demon in the fucking room before the end of his turn, and you just look at him. All right, I'm going to ask you again. Because that's just the twink you can't see. Gale's right there charging up a level 9 fireball.
Gale's a soft dom.
Yeah, do you want the twink you can't see or the twink you can see?
Gale's not a twink.
I don't. In my opinion, out of the male romance options, he's the weakest.
I like his... I haven't romanced him. From what I've seen, once you smack out all the shit that Mistra did to him, he's a pretty good partner.
He's got to get that training out of him.
The grooming, you mean?
Yeah, the grooming.
Oh, no. I was talking about the whole seeking power and stuff like that. Yeah, no, the grooming he needs to be taught out of for sure.
Yeah,
He needs to be nurtured out of and taught that he has value outside of
fucking
he's got
his magic and what he can do for people.
He's got a lot of arrogance in him as well, and
He's a wizard. He calms down a lot.
That's part and parcel. Wizards are fucking arrogant because they're literally messing with the fabric of reality.
They're Mensa if they're not medicated.
You are talking big shit wizard for somebody that can't handle a fucking a smack from a stick. Take 1d4 stick damage and watch your ass go into death saving throws.
Well, see, that's the thing. They can't really take a hit, but tell me that a fucking fighter can sit
Hit
there,
to his ass.
stare at a horde, and be like, I can kill all of them in one round. Like,
no, I ain't killing the horde in one round.
Get to them with that stick, though.
That's why Echo Fighter is the best fighter, because then your shadow appears behind them, and you trade places, and that's one turn. This is one turn and I still have my attack action. It's your whole booty hole.
Ass in its entirety belongs to me.
Yeah. Fighter is again, Echo Knight's my favorite fighter subclass. In the fact that it lets me shadow teleport. And no, fuck Gale and fuck Shadowheart. I cannot stand either of them. I've tried.
I really enjoy them, but maybe also I enjoy Tim Downey as a person too.
I enjoy they have a good story. Watching them grow and get better and get over their negativity, because I've had them in my party from beginning to end before. I did that with everyone except Minthara. I don't like them. They're even by the end of it, Shadowheart is trying to get better and trying to stop, being a racist fucktwit. But she's still Becky, the volleyball player, and I just can't get nay-nayed. And Gale reminds me of those arrogant nerds that think they're better than everyone else because they know how long the Emperor's butthole is in Warhammer 40k, and I just I'm a nerd.
Well,
but
yeah,
that
but
kind
he
of
gets
nerd makes
better.
me want to become a jock.
There's
The only defense I have for Gale is that there is growth in that department, and even if he becomes a professor, it gets toned down quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of it's tied into his. Okay, and I
Shitty
swear,
British
almost all
Sheldon
wizards-
Cooper is not fun.
But,
Go ahead, Eric.
well, what I was going to say is that it's understandable that Charles has that reaction because, and this is like something that a lot of wizards in different mediums have, is that they do have a bit of an ego. They are, what's the way I'm trying to say here? They value intelligence over a lot of other things that people would think is important. I understand you not liking Gale, but the problem is that I understand him on a level, and at first he seems kind of like a dickhead because he's a know-it-all and yada yada yada. But at the same time, kind of like Sean has said, he gets better.
In the circles he used to run in, that kind of that's how
it's a
you
bunch of wizards.
kept up with your peers. That's how you related to your peers, was talking about your accomplishments.
Yeah, and they're wizards. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
British Sheldon Cooper is not who I want in my fucking party.
See, even Sheldon Cooper gets some home training.
Yeah, he gets better. Still an arrogant. I don't tolerate. I don't, because I do the very best I can not to talk down to people, even when I know a lot more than them, unless they're being an asshole. Gale, right off the bat, talks down to you. Now, you can sit your little hungry for magic item ass at home and suck on a boot. I'm good. Okay? Because here's the thing, Gale. I can fucking put Hunger of Hadar and Eldritch Blast on Will, and he's going to be just as useful as your fucking ass. The battlefield.
I think we have time. Real quick. Speaking of battlefield and control, I think we have time to go over our favorite fuck you combinations before we have to call it for the night.
I think Shauna and I have the same one. Go ahead, Eric.
No, y'all go ahead. I'm curious to see what y'all say.
Is it the murky cheese grater?
Is it the Eldritch Cheese Grater? Yeah.
The Eldritch Cheese Grater. I'll let you explain that.
So, okay, this was a 4? This is a 3-4 prong attack setup. We had Astalker Asarian, which was Gloomstalker Assassin. And we had Yalzel, which was Fighter Warlock. And then we had Halsin, who was the War Domain Cleric we've talked about earlier. And what we would do is Astarion would cast the spike growth, the pointy ground. Now every movement on it is 1d6 and it's difficult terrain. Dope. then Yazel would cast on that Hunger of Hadar. And we would set it up to where that was the only way to get to anyone was to walk through that. And then standing at the choke point, standing in front of the two casters who are holding this concentration, and Shauna's character who's lobbing like big AoE spells and other bullshit through the
Xanthi, my sorcerer.
Yeah, is Halsin with Spirit Guardians going, standing right at the fucking front. So if you got out of the Hunger of Hadar, you were now in Spirit Guardians, you had Radiant Orb on you, you had all the negatives from Radiant Orb, and then Yazel was going to cast fucking Repelling Blast and knock your Radiant Orb ass back into Hunger of Hadar. And that, who didn't die from that strategy? Fucking Raphael. That was it.
Ooh, Raphael is a different beast, though.
He is. But, like, for real, Sean, I can't think of anyone that didn't beat.
Came in clutch in the that big ass fight where Jahira and them join you in Act 2.
Oh, yeah.
The Assault on the Moonrise Towers.
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't even a fair fight. That fucking room knew
Me and
nothing but
Astarion up in the
fights.
rafters slinging spells and freaking arrows while y'all had the
I'm just standing.
Eldritch cheese grater going on.
Yeah. Yazel's pulling people in, pushing them away, pull them back in. Get your little ass in this fucking cheese grater now, boy. And my little Beyblade ass running around the outside. Hey, guys, how's it going? Oh, you're going to cast a spell at the people in the rafters? Honk. No, you're not. Get in the cheese grater.
You may attempt.
It was so fucking broken. The only thing that was annoying was we couldn't think of another AoE active spell to fucking put on someone else to sit in the. I think at one point
That
I put
wasn't
the Sentinel
concentration.
Guardian in it, just for the little Holy Guardian dead center of it, just for fucking poops and giggles.
People a target to draw them closer into it to try to fight it.
It was so fucking, but just the simplicity of Hunger of Hadar, spike growth, and that was it. That's all you needed. It was beautiful.
The rest of it was just a bag of chips, man.
Yeah. Halsin and Xanthi for that was just sitting in the back smoking a bowl and watching.
Well, there was Astarion and Xanthi hanging out in the rafters talking shit while they were taking pot shots.
Yeah, you two up there sounding like fucking Shorzy. Hey, Catherine, how's your? I bet you when your daughter comes across the star, and it's gonna sound like ah.
I am interested in hearing Eric's though, because
what's your
he
comment?
sounded kind of excited when he spoke up.
No, legit. I was excited because I just loved hearing about all the fuckers you guys normally get up to.
Oh, we're monsters.
You've got to join
Mine-
us in a chaos run.
Mine is actually very simple. Very simple. So you know how whenever you break a bag, everything that's inside of it pops out?
A bag of holding.
Yeah. Well, in the game, normally you throw a bag, it gets destroyed, all the shit comes out. One of my favorite setups is not exactly like Shauna, like it was mostly just like the smoke, the black powder bombs and stuff. At one point I threw them into a bag because I didn't know what I was going to do with them, because I always forget to use them for one reason or another. And then I can't remember what part in Act 3 I want to say it was somewhere before you actually have to choose between going after Gortash and Orin. Damn, I almost forgot what her name was. It's been too long since I played that shit.
Bitch.
Okay. Hear me out. Yes, annoying, but also the fact that she could literally have been anyone, anywhere, was spooky, and I appreciate what they were doing with that.
I'm sorry, Baldur's Gate 3 made the Far Cry 3 mistake and that was killing the best villain halfway through the game.
Catholic.
Who?
Catholic.
Ketheric?
Mm-hmm.
He was a good villain.
I liked
Catholic was
Ketheric.
probably redeemable.
And that's what made him so enjoyable to deal with. Ketheric was so much better than Gortash and Orin.
Oh
It's
God,
unreal. He was
like,
so
okay,
much
in my
more fun to
opinion-
deal with. He was better to read about. Like,
I feel like it would have been really cool if you went up against him last,
That's
just
what-
because he was a lot harder of a fight than the other two were.
yeah,
Like he almost fucking killed me every time I've been that far.
I had a bigger
Um,
issue with Orin than Catheric. Truly.
we smoked Orin in the Halsin and Xanthi playthrough. Like, we prepped and just fucking.
Oh, I mean by myself. I didn't prep her.
Yeah.
It took me 3 or 4 like real life days
Yeah.
of a couple of hours of until I got tired of doing the same fight over again to beat her.
In my original playthrough, she was the first one. She was the first one of those two that I went up against because I was like, "Oh no, Will's dad. I've got to make sure that he's safe. I've got to kill Orin." And da, da, da. I went after her first. Honestly, the trek to get to her, it was more of a pain in the ass, in my opinion. Like the first time around, you know, I don't know all the secrets and shit. You get to that power word kill quick time event, and that sucks. But man, Ketheric, in my opinion, should have come later. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like at the end of the Moonrise Towers fight, you know, when he gets pulled into the Mind Flayer nest and all that stuff, I feel like you should have been left behind to deal with either Orin or what's his name? Keith Richards. Gortash, thank you. I feel like you should have been able to fight one of those two instead. And like, I feel like it would have been like more narratively satisfying to fight Ketheric like towards the end of the game, because when he goes down, you have to fight the Avatar of Merkel, and I just feel like that's a really a more profound end boss to fight, or maybe not end boss, but like, you know, close to the end of the game. I feel like it would have had more of an impact.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is like when I killed Gortash, I was like, all right, whatever. Karlac's happy, and when I killed Orin, I was like, final fucking league. You annoying bitch.
You've stopped ruining things for me.
You just stopped being fucking tedious, because she's not I'm sorry, she's not well written. Her dialogue is so fucking obnoxious. She's
like,
it.
Ooh,
you like to murder. Get over
I
yourself.
like to kill things, and I'm not my grandpappy's favorite.
Yeah, she's so fucking. She's
manic pick me nightmare girl.
Yeah, and I just can't stand her. Ketheric, I'm sorry, Ketheric has the best scene in the whole fucking game. When the goblin hits him with the axe.
And he's like, here, try it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that scene, when I first came across it, I was like, I don't want to fight him. Like,
he's a demon.
Like, he had me. I was like, oh, I'm believing the hype. I'm drinking his Kool-Aid. Nah, he gonna fuck my ass up.
And he did.
That was the first time in the game I was legitimately scared of.
That was the only time I was scared of a fucking boss fight. I wasn't scared of fucking dirty fucking mosh pitter or pick me princess. Like, I'm sorry, Gortash and Orin should have been in Act 2, and Ketheric should have been in Act 3. Because Ketheric was a monster.
Oh, yeah. His counterattack bullshit.
Everything about him was
everything
ballin'.
about that man.
That man was bowling. I was so disappointed with the bosses after him. That's why I say he's like Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3, you had Vaz, who was like the big villain that everyone saw in the cutscenes and the trailers. He was on the front of the game, and he was crazy and unsettling, and he was great. And then you kill him halfway through, and then you've got his boss, who's just like, oh, I'm a rich white dude in the Caribbean. It's like, oh, great, cool. That's what I wanted. Thank God. We're starting to run low on time. There's just one playthrough I just remembered all of us did together, and it was so fucking fun. Oops, all owlbears.
Yes, the bear
Oh God.
run. Okay, so I would really love to start this one off.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we all thought, hey, what's something interesting that we can do? And Charles, it was you first,
me.
like, birthed
I
this
think it was me.
idea. Anyways, we got on the topic of, like, new runs we could do, and just fucking it became bears. Just, we started as druids. As soon as we hit level 2, just I don't know if everybody went. Yeah, we all went Circle of the Moon, and we were fucking bears.
And then when we unlocked owlbears, we were all owlbears, and it was just
surprisingly effective.
It was so effective. It was so much fun. Every time fight be like, you think you could stop us? And the camera would pan over, and it's like fucking 4 owlbears just standing there staring at it. It's like, yeah, I think we fucking have this. And it was just, well, what's the story? What's the story that you're role playing with your tabs? We're an escaped group
We're
of
all
fucking
bears.
owlbears. It's a group of bears. Everyone in the game thinks that we're just druids in wild shape. Only our party knows. Nah, it's 4 fucking bears.
They're just legitimately owlbears. Yeah.
They're just some fucking bears.
It was so stupid. It was so much fun. Jump attacking and fucking bear attack, just being bears. It was just so
fucking
stupid.
mauling people.
Yeah, it was.
Once we figure out how to stack shit so we can owlbear off the ropes at them.
Oh.
Yes.
Because it's hard to do it without opposable thumbs.
Watching each other. We were just, if we saw a high place to stand, we'd be like, hey, go start that fight.
Jump.
Go start that fight. We're all gonna sit up here. They just run over. Hey, battle begun, and just fucking 3 owlbears off the top rope of the beginning of the fight.
What song is it that I'm thinking of? It's
Flight
the
of
one
the
that,
Valkyries. Bullshit.
yes, Flight of the Valkyries. Just what's that music? Steps off to the side.
The goblin
Three
camp.
other-
The
three
goblin
other bears
fight.
just fucking
Oh my
fly
God.
out of nowhere.
The goblins didn't know what hit them. It was so fucking mean. We took almost no damage. We just mauled them to nothingness. Walked in through the main door, and all the guys was like, hey, who the fuck is that? It's fucking 4 bears. That's who it is, bitch. Like, run.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm thinking about this now. I feel like we need to pick that one back up, because I have the thought that in the scene in Act 2, where, like, you meet the Drider and the entourage that are heading towards the tower, just like who goes there? Just Murr. Just the Drider. It's a fucking bear.
It's fucking. What is the Drider, Steve Irwin? Did you hear him, Sean? It's a fucking bear.
He apparently has an Australian accent now too.
Yeah, the Drider.
Okay, legit. I rock with the idea that people that live in the Underdark, they live in the land down under. They speak with an Australian accent.
Oh God!
fucking
Are we
hate
bringing
you.
that meme into it?
No, I
Yes.
hate you. No, they don't. And you know how
I
you can
want
tell
Hugh
they don't.
Jackman drow.
Fucking.
Hugh
Minthara
Drowman.
doesn't speak with an Australian accent. Thus, the Underdark doesn't have Australians in it. It's a stupid meme.
It's not a stupid meme. It's great.
It is great, but it's still stupid. It can be both.
All right. So we are about at time. Closing comments and or thoughts.
I'm gonna eat something and then go play some Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go play Baldur's Gate, to be honest with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
you asked the fucking closing thoughts. Closing thoughts. Baldur's Gate sounds balling right now.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
We can
'Cause-
finally make all those fucked up builds that we've been planning on.
Well, like
Yeah.
they gave me the Hexblade. The Hexblade Warlock is my favorite Warlock, and guess what? He's balling as fuck. I haven't even put the Paladin in him yet.
You haven't installed that particular software yet.
I haven't installed that update. That's a whole new can of buttholes.
He hasn't even gotten that beef injection yet.
Oh God, I'm excited to actually finally make that fucked up build, and I want to see how well it does like in practice. I'm so excited for it.
What fucked up build?
The Brieg build, the
Oh.
8 levels of Swashbuckler, 8 levels of Blade Singer, 2 levels of Paladin, and 2 levels of Hexblade.
You certainly.
The only thing that would make it better is if I had the Illusionist bracers.
But no, my final thoughts is go play Baldur's Gate 3. Go do it. Stop listening to us. Just turn us off and go play Baldur's Gate 3.
Agreed.
Yeah, legit. It won Game of the Year for a reason, and it's still amazing 2 years later. So
I haven't gotten bored with it yet.
I'm not usually a fan of turn-based RPGs, but I love the fuck out of that game.
It scratches all the right itches.
It does.
But
all right, guys. Good night.
good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Roll for Bullshit podcast. Join us on Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok. Good day.